Hey. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your humble host, Phys Ed Music, and this right here is Urban Politics. I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing as you do. Please, as soon as you have a chance, take your little cell phone over to YouTube. Like and subscribe. Phys Ed Music, Urban Politics. But without further ado, I want to jump right into it like a car and drive. But hold up. Before I even get into the show, I want to say thank you to all the people who have been sending me happy birthdays, because today is, yes, this is my 48th birthday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blown away too. Look, I'm getting messages as I'm talking. I'm blown away, ladies and gentlemen. 48 years, my 50th birthday. I want to wake up June 9th on a cruise. So that's what I'm working towards right now. Right now, on the 48th, I'm working towards the 50th, waking up, opening my eyes on June 9th and being on a cruise. So that's what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, for the 48th, I'm right here coming to you, Urban Politics. I'll still do Urban Politics because I can do it from the phone on the cruise. Anyway, but point being, today is my birthday. I'm feeling great. Everything is right with the world. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be alive. 48 years. I'm in the best health of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a great relationship. My son is the bomb. Everything is awesome. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? No complaints. I just need that $1,000,000. So you got that $1,000,000, please send it to your boy. Phys Ed Music, take care of Urban Politics. You know what I'm saying? Make a donation. That $1,000,000, I need that, and then my cipher be complete. What can I say? All right, without further ado, we jump right into it. Like a car and drive, there's all types of tasty and delicious politics. Now, everyone, I'm sure, is expecting me to talk about the Trumpster fire. And I will, but I'm going to save that to the end because we talk about him all the time. He dominates the news cycle, and I can't wait to the day to where he's not even a part of it anymore. We're encroaching that day. Because to me, that's what election day is. They keep talking about election day is the day when it's the election of your life, and then it'll be decided. Nah, election day is the day that we can finally kind of lightweight say goodbye to Trump. Because like I say, he'll be a pundit on Fox, and we'll see him on these different Republican news shows and all that other crap, but he'll be extremely irrelevant after he wins this next, or my lord, after he loses this next election. He'll be extremely irrelevant, so I'm looking forward to those days. So we'll talk about him last thing in the show. First thing, though, I want to talk about in the show is something that's near and dear to my heart, especially with today being my birthday. Let's talk about a healthier life. A healthier life. How do you live a healthier life? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. These days, I'm living a way healthier life. I'm 100 pounds smaller than I used to be. I eat better. I count my calories. I get some exercise in. A million years ago, my uncle GT watches the show. What up, Unc? He had told me, he said, Eddie, you got to get some type of physical activity in your life. And I told him, I said, well, I get a lot from my job. He said, well, people say that all the time. You got to get some. But how about this? My job, I work with kids on the spectrum. I work with highly aggressive kids on the spectrum, right? So I definitely was getting my steps in. I had some days, back in the day, I told my mom, there was some days I had like 18,000 steps. I'm not making that up, ladies and gentlemen. There's a kid I was working with, and he liked to walk. We did a whole lot of walking. I had 18,000 steps. Now, that was that case. But on average, even where I work now, look, sometimes I'll be having like 6,000 and 7,000 steps like it ain't nothing in just any given day. Just on a regular day, because these kids keep me on my toes, right? So that has also aided to me losing weight. Also, counting my calories, making sure to keep track of my caloric intake, right? You should be getting less than 2,000 calories a day. Turn over the pack of what you're eating and see how many calories you're consuming into your body to keep that caloric intake down. You can eat whatever you want to. Just try to keep those calories under 2,000, maybe even 1,500 a day. I do it. You know what I'm saying? And it helps. So it is what it is, right? But with that, here's some other stuff that helps with a healthier lifestyle. Neuropsychologists say using these 4 phrases regularly means that you're healthier and more secure than most. Check this out. Number 1, I believe in and like myself. That's number 1. A lot of people out here do not believe in themselves, do not like themselves. I work with a lot of people who have zero confidence. And these are people from all walks of life. Some of these people are bigger people. Some of these people are littler people. Some of these people are black. Some of these people are white. Some of these people are Asian. Some of these people are Spanish. A lot of them have zero self-confidence. And I laugh to keep from crying, ladies and gentlemen, because I hate that for them, because I'm a guy who is full of self-confidence. You hear me? I give myself pump-up talks all the time. You got to look in that mirror and give yourself a pep talk. I told him at work, How do you think these businessmen go out here and do it? There's some guy right now sitting in the office full of a bunch of people. At 5 o'clock in the morning, he was in the mirror. He said, "Hey, listen, man, you're the best man on this earth. All these ladies, they want to be with you, and every man wants to be you. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna eat these guys lunch. They ain't got nothing for us. Anything they want, we got. We have the executive prowess, right? You know what I'm saying? To conquer anything they put in front of us." This guy's pumping himself up in the mirror. So when he goes in front of this group of investors or whatever, he can come off real fresh and real poised, right? Because he already gave himself that pep talk. So that's what you got to do. You have to believe in and like yourself. I love myself. I spend a lot of time with myself. That's what I did too. Believe it or not, when I was in middle school, 13, 14, I looked at the man in the mirror. I said, do I like this guy? Yep. Do I have a good time with this guy? Yep. Let's spend some time with this guy. I did. Got to know me. A lot of y'all out there running around looking for relationships. Don't worry about finding a man or woman. Get to know you. Do you like you? Do you like spending time with you? If you don't like you, somebody else probably don't like you either. They ain't gonna like you. If you don't like spending time with you, somebody else ain't gonna like spending time with you either. So a lot of y'all, while you're out here looking for people, you need to do some work on the man or the woman in the mirror. That's number one, right? So do I, you know what I'm saying? So that's what a healthy and secure person says. I believe in and like myself. Word. Number two, I can handle what comes my way. Adversity is coming. It's a part of life. I tell my mom all the time, we hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's life. I pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. You know, we always pray to God that things go great. I pray that things go smoothly. I pray there are no hiccups, right? I pray that there are no stumbling hills to get around. But guess what? When they come up, I also pray that we can get around them. I pray that when this adversity comes, that I can surmount it and I don't worry about it, right? So that's just how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Know that in your mind, anything that happens, you can handle. Anything that happens, you can handle. It can. And I tell people all the time, people go crazy about an event. And I'll say, look, did anybody die? Did anybody get hurt? Right? Was anybody abused? None of that. Then it was a victory. Because if nobody got hurt, nobody got abused, nobody got lost or neglected, whatever, it was a victory, right? So that's what's up. So you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with that. So I can handle whatever comes my way. Number three, I can affect positive outcomes. You're the only person who can affect positive outcomes in your life. You are the only one, and you speak it into existence. My mom always told me, now my mom is a minister, right? She said, Eddie, whatever you want, ask the Lord for. Whatever you want, ask the Lord for. So I will say that to you too, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you build yourself a Christian, I do not all the time, right? The same way I'm not necessarily a card-carrying Democrat anymore. You know what I'm saying, kind of independent. I'm more spiritual than I am religious. So do I subscribe to any religion? No. But I do believe in spirituality. I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe in the works of God. Prayer does change things, ladies and gentlemen. Like Kanye West said, I've been talking to God for so long, if you look at my life, it's like he talking back. That's how I be. You talk to the man long enough, he will talk back. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask him for some help, he will come see about you, right? So that's what's up. So, you can affect positive change with your words. Speak it into existence. If you want something, say it. And I'm telling you what I know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not telling you what I think. Because there was a time in my life where I had a whole lot less money. And I had a whole lot less enjoyment out of life. But I asked for these things to be different. I spoke them into existence. I said, one day things won't be like this. One day I'll find such and such. One day I'll do such and such. One day I'll have such and such. And guess what? Now I have such and such. Now I have found such and such. But there's some other stuff I still have yet to find and do too. But point being, speak it into existence. If you know it's something you want, right? Go on and speak on it. Go on and speak on it. Because you already have it. You know what I'm saying? You haven't obtained it yet. It's out there. You're going to find it. You're going to get to it. But it's already yours, right? In Jesus' name. In God's name. Word. All right, moving on. So, number 4, and this is the last thing. I can be independent and rely on others too. This is what gets on my nerves about America. In America, it's always all or nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? People, you have to be independent. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You don't need any help from the federal government. You don't need the SNAP program. You don't need food stamps. These people need to shut the up. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs help. Everybody gets help. There's a gazillionaire somewhere right now, right? He came up with a little idea. It caught on. People bought into it or whatever. They bought his product. He's a gazillionaire now. Somebody helped him. Along the way, some lady or somebody saw his product and put it on a platform to get him those millions of views, or to get him those millions of subscribers, or to get him those millions of people to patronize his product. Everybody gets help from somebody. So please don't think that just because you get help from somebody or depend on somebody, it takes away from your independence. You can be a very independent person, but you're still getting help from others. That's part of being an independent person. Part of being an independent person, oh my Lord. Part of being an independent person is knowing how to make use of the resources that are around you, right? We all have resources. I remember being in a church one time and the minister talked about community gifts. He said, these are community gifts. He said, people in our community can do things. There's a guy up the street who's a great artist. I asked him to come to the church. He painted these beautiful murals you see around here. Those are community gifts. This guy, most people pass him and think he's just a bum on the street. I went and talked to him, come to find out that the brother paints, right? The brother's an artist. So I use those community gifts to beautify the church. He is right. There are community gifts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something to offer. So when you go out here and you tap into these resources, that don't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you a leech. That makes you an intelligent and capable person, a person capable of using the resources at their disposal. That's what you're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, right? So you can be independent, but you can rely on others too. I'm extremely independent. My Lord. Lord knows I do for self all the time, but guess what? I can remember a time when I was sick and I was hurting. I was laid on my back like a turtle. And there was a whole lot of people who were doing that. They were reaching out to me. And those people who were reaching out to me are the people who really care about me and who really love me. But I don't forget that. And guess what? It doesn't lessen me to need that. If anything, it makes me more of a person to be able to receive that and then be thankful for it and go back and let these people know with my gratitude and with my words and with my actions. You know what I'm saying? That I thank them for coming to see about me when I needed somebody to come and see about me. So that's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't think that needing other people makes you less of a person, because people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. All right, check it. Clowning on my birthday. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about abortion. Wow. Yeah. Going right. It's still politics. You know what I'm saying? It's urban politics, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about abortion in Ohio anyway. A lawsuit filed on behalf of abortion clinics says that Ohioans voted overwhelmingly to protect these rights. So these new laws violate women when they make women endure mandatory waiting periods and multiple in-person informational appointments. Wow. They said it's being said that these laws interfere with patient well-being, don't provide tangible health benefits, and lack medical justification. I could believe all of that. The ACLU wants Franklin County Court of Common Pleas to declare this to be a unconstitutional and permanently okay. The ACLU wants the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas to deem this unconstitutional and permanently unenforceable. That's interesting. Dave Yost, who is a Republican, had no comment. Wow. Dave Yost, a Republican, a person part of the party who's been trying to get rid of abortion since before I've been alive. I'm 48 years old today, ladies and gentlemen. That guy didn't have nothing to say. Really? That guy didn't want to go on record as being for or against the legislation. You know he's for it. He's a Republican. They've been trying to get rid of abortion and abortion rights since I've been alive and longer, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Yost had no comment. How convenient. Anyway, moving on. Ohio is one of 4 states to amend their constitution to enshrine abortion rights since Roe versus Wade was overturned in 2022, right? So let me stop right there. That's interesting, is it? So in 2022, when they overturned Roe versus Wade, of course, women got galvanized, women were up in arms, they came together, they went out here, they marched, they went hard. In a lot of states, they got it overturned. My state's one of them, right? They got that overturned and with a plurality of the vote. So it was like, I forget how many, 51 or 52, it was some 50-some% or whatever, but it was over for that 50% they needed to say that no, we want, you know what I'm saying, we want safe and legal abortions in the state of Ohio, right? So there are a whole bunch of Republicans that are mad about that. So then they come on with these other little laws and other little ways of wiggling in there to stop abortion or to make it harder for women to get access or to make it just a pain in the for women to do anything to get health care for their bodies, right? So now they're like, we're done with that. We're not doing that anymore. We want to put this law in here that's going to enshrine it in our Constitution and make it so that that when you try and do anything to come up against abortion rights or anything, it'll be unconstitutional and it just won't be allowed, right? So we'll see what goes on with that. This has been a debate, like I said, forever. The right has been wanting to get rid of abortion since longer than I've been alive. Now, a lot of people give a lot of reasons for that. I've heard people, even people who happen to be white, tell me, yeah, this is all about the numbers game. White people losing their numbers, you know what I'm saying? So that messes with the voting. I've heard that. I do know some people are, I have friends who are Catholic, and, you know, abortion, that's a sin. You know what I'm saying? It is the loss of human life. And they're like, every life is so precious. Every life is created by God. Ergo, no one should be having abortions. Guess what? I hear that. I hear that and I understand that. Now, I am pro-choice because I do believe that it's a woman's right to do what she wants to with her body. I have had 3 children. And in all 3 cases, the woman bared the brunt of that. Of the responsibility when it came to bringing them children into the world, right? I don't care near baby. So I'm not going to sit in some room and tell a woman that she has to put her body through that. If she doesn't want to do that, she should not have to do that. I'm going on record as saying as such on this show. But with that said, I can understand people who have a moral obligation to abortion. I did a whole show about abortion. Just saying the word abortion makes me cringe, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, because it's like so egregious, so, you know, so so drastic, so drastic, so graphic in my mind, right? As it is with a lot of you all. And I guess that's appropriate because it is the loss of life, right? But with that said, I'm a realist. I live in reality, and I understand there are bills to pay, there are mouths to feed, and a lot of these women can't feed the mouths they got. So to have another one with just to bring another person into this world who has Lord knows what kind of life because they grew up in poverty, which is its own, you know, mental illness and drug poverty. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. And so with that said, hey, watch this space. We'll see where this goes. You know, they keep on playing these games with abortion. We'll see. But you know what? This is really an issue that they look really good losing over. This is a good one for Biden. This is a good one for Democrats. You know, being for abortion, that's going to get you some votes because there are some people who are single issue voters. There are some women out there who are voting Democrat only because they want to protect the right to abortion. And how about this? Some of those women are registered Republicans who have Republican husbands who live in Republican neighborhoods in the suburbs. But they're going to vote for a Democrat because that Democrat supports abortion. And they want the option. They need the option. They should have the option in this country, right? So they're going to do that. Anyway, moving on. Now I got to talk about them. Here it is, urban politics. Let's get into the politics of the day, of the moment. Who is the man of the hour? The Trumpster fire. Let's talk about him. Trump, convicted on 34 criminal counts. 34 criminal counts, ladies and gentlemen. I got boys convicted on 1 or 2 criminal counts. They ain't seen the light of day in years, right? They in the joint right now. But they're not the right complexion for the protection, and they're not made of money, so they still in the joint, right? But this guy, 34 criminal counts, right? And he won't get sentenced till, I think they said, July 11th. So he's got a lot of time to sit around and stew and think about what's going on and run around and tell cameras that I'm not worried about going to jail. It's not a big deal to me. I don't really worry about it. And I guess not. He was falling asleep, during the trial. He couldn't even be bothered to be awake to find out if he was going to end up doing any jail time. Wasn't really think about it. Wasn't really worried about it. I wonder why. He was charged, if you forgot, with paying off a porn star, Stormy Daniels, to prevent her from going public before the election. Clearly breaking the law. Everybody knows it. Everybody knew he was guilty of this before the trial, but of course, America is the only country where we have to have a trial, and we'll see where things go after the investigation, which is just a whole bunch of money for nothing. Everyone knows he's guilty. Everyone knows he's a piece of garbage. So there's that. Convicted on all 34 counts. I heard now they were saying that it only took one holdout, right? As it always does. For anybody who goes to court, it only takes one, you're judged, by jury or peers, so that's 12 people. Only takes one person to have some opposition, right? Not a one had opposition. Think about that. 34 counts the man had. Not one person had one opposition, right? Right? So what was the defense that good? No, Trump is just that guilty. TI is what TI is. They said there was one guy on there who was a confirmed member of the MAGA Nation. That guy put in a guilty verdict for Trump. That just shows you how cut and dry this is, ladies and gentlemen, and it really gets on my nerves that America does this song and dance all the time. You know somebody's guilty. You know somebody should be in jail. Just because they have the complexion for the protection or money in their pocket, they get away with murder, right? Almost, so to speak. But in this case, this guy didn't get his comeuppance. I'm not going to lie, I'm surprised, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised he got anything. Now, I don't think he's going to go to jail. It'd be great if he did some time. At least a little bit, a year or two. You know what I'm saying? I think he get up to 4 years. He should at least do a year or two in the joint. It's not going to happen. They might give him a bunch of fines that he'll easily pay off, maybe some probation or something, and then that's going to be it. But it'd be really great if he could do some time. It'd be really great if he could be treated like just a regular American. I can't even say a minority in this country because there are plenty of white Americans who have been raked over the coals by this criminal justice system. It'd be great if Trump could get a little bit of that treatment, but he won't because he's rich. And that's what's really the linchpin in all of this. Not even the color thing. I talk about that. It ain't even the fact that he's white. It's the fact that he's rich in America. Because Puff Daddy got a whole lot of charges against him. But he alright, ain't he? Anyway, moving on. So there's that. 51% of independents say he should drop out the race. Now, that's a huge number. There are other numbers that are talking about how people feel one way or the other about him being in the race or whatever after him being found guilty on these 34 criminal charges. But that's the big one right there. 51% of independents. Those are the people he needs. Because people who are Republicans, they're baked in the cake. We already know that, like he said, he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. Can't do that anymore. They took his gun license. Anyway, hypothetically, he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and he'd still be president. So we know Republicans was going to vote for him. That's baked in the cake. Democrats, we know they weren't going to vote for him. You know what I'm saying? Because they got brains in their head, and most of them are like, well, you know what I'm saying? Biden ain't no Tea Party, but he's a whole lot better than Trump. So there's that. Dang, my son just wished me a happy birthday. Thank you, son. Anyway, so there's that, right? So this 51%, that's the meat of the sandwich. Because these are people that he might could have swayed. He might could have got some of this 51%, and that would have pushed him over the top. A plurality of independent voters say, bruh, cut your campaign. It's a wrap. You've been convicted on 34 criminal charges. I'm not voting for an inmate. I won't do it. And I'm glad to hear that. You would think it'd be 100% of Americans. It's sad that we have Americans who are cool with voting for a guy that's going to be locked up in the joint. But what it is, right? So, he was in an interview, and then he's going to sit there and claim that he never said lock her up. What? Bruh, that was your whole thing. I want to say, y'all, you probably should have put it on t-shirts. I think there were t-shirts that actually had lock her up on them and had Hillary's face. I would not be surprised. So to sit here now, that all this stuff is happening to you and then want to come full circle and say, I never said lock her up and I've never been about political retribution, when that's all you talk about. That's all you talk about. In the right circles, it's still all you talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's still all you talk about because you know you got more retribution coming, but these are for your acts, Trump. This is not political retribution because Biden could have easily beat Trump again. Yeah. You heard me say it right here. Maybe nobody else will say it. I'm going to go ahead and keep it real. He could have easily beat this buffoon again. He beat him by 10 million votes the last time. You don't think he'll beat this guy again? He easily beat this guy again. Once again, Biden ain't no Tea Party. Like I said, his steps are slow. He's not articulate as he used to be. But guess what? He's not a criminal. Okay? Hasn't been convicted of one criminal charge. They keep coming after Hunter. And that's his son. That ain't got nothing to do with him. But whatever. What has Biden done? Nothing. Nothing. But his job. Has he been a great president, a transformative president? I didn't say all that. He's been what he is, a moderate. That's what he is, ladies and gentlemen, a moderate. And what you going to get with a moderate? You're going to get somebody who can basically keep both sides happy, and that's what Biden does. T.I. is what a T.I. is, but you know what he ain't? A convicted criminal! With 34 criminal charges over his head. That's what he ain't, right? So that is what it is. Thank you for your time. I'm your humble host, Fizz Ed Music. This is Urban Politics. Want to thank you all for liking and subscribing as you do. Please, as soon as you have a chance, take your little cell phone over to YouTube. Like and subscribe. Fizz Ed Music, Urban Politics. But without further, I'm tripping. I'm about to open it up again. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, see you around like a donut.